belt drive with a Pinion gearbox. And so I've already done the unboxing and you've seen that with me. If you haven't seen it, go back to the prior videos and it will just talk about how I did my selection process and what I was looking for and what I ended up getting. And if you just want to start now, it's a Pinion gearbox. I got the C1.9, so it's a 9-speed. And what I need to do is now create a design for the bike frame itself, and also I need to do some modifications to my jig, because my jig is designed to basically hold a steel frame like this, and it's based off the bottom bracket. And that's the way my design jig is this bottom bracket doesn't move. So with the Pinion gearbox, the gearbox is going to sit here, not a bottom bracket, and then it has a strong back that sits on top of the gearbox, so it's going to come up and kind of tie into the down tube, the top seat tube, and then come around and down, and the chainstays will tie into it. If this were a seat tube, it was going to come down and join right like that, and my down tube would have to come down and join right here. That's actually a pretty good join. Anyway, as you can see, before I can get that onto my jig, I need to build the mount for it that will position it in the right place. And so what I did is I went and I cut off an old bottom bracket off of a frame that is junked, and it's the same size as the Pinion gearbox width that I need. And so what I'm going to do is cut a couple pieces of light steel plating that will pick up 3 holes on each side, and then do the measurements to locate the bottom bracket on that between those 2 plates. So it'd be somewhere around right about there, if you can see that. So it'd look mounted up like that. And then this would go onto my jig as usual, and everything will be based upon the lower bottom bracket drop, and then the plates will pull the strong back up to the right height to ensure that my bottom bracket height on the gearbox. So let's bring the gearbox over here so that this crank is in the right position on the frame when it's mounted to the strong back. Let's take a look at what I have to do. So now I got my bottom bracket. Bottom bracket will be sandwiched between 2 plates with the strong back holes placed into the metal, and of course the bottom bracket will be centered triangulate based off of the distance between hole and center. Measurements taken from the pinion gear. And then the second plate will go on top, and I'll just hole saw a hole through there and weld it between those plates, and then I'll be able to take it to the jig. I should be able to take this and put it right on here. A little distortion on the tube. Yeah, so I've never used it. I would never use that for another bike. Rust that was on there, and locate that hole right there. Hard. So, that. nest them together so that they, those holes right in there. Should go something like that, and bottom bracket would nest right in there.